Most modern bedrooms are heated as if warmth itself were the goal. Thermostats are turned up, doors are shut, and folks expect a sealed, evenly warmed room to guarantee comfort through the night. Now here's the thing, most folks set their thermostats high, thinking that's the best way to stay warm at night. Our grandparents, though, they took a very different approach, and it wasn't just because they didn't have fancy gadgets. It was because they understood something fundamental about how heat behaves, how the human body sleeps, and, well, how to preserve warmth efficiently. The mistake modern homes make is relying on ambient room heat instead of managing heat at the body and microenvironment level. This difference matters more than most people realize, especially for anyone interested in resilience, energy independence, and, historical survival practices. Now here's a common mistake folks make. They end up heating the entire bedroom instead of just warming the sleeper. See, modern bedrooms are set up to heat the whole air volume in the room. Central heating systems, well, they push warmth into the space and just assume that if the air temperature is stable, then you're comfortable. But, our grandparents had a different approach. They focused on heating the person, not the whole room. They really understood that the human body only needs warmth where heat loss actually happens, and that heating up all that unused air is just wasted energy. Historically, bedrooms were often cooler than living areas. Fires, stoves, or heaters were kept in common rooms, not sleeping quarters. At night, warmth was conserved at bed level using layered bedding, heavy quilts, wool blankets, and bed coverings designed to trap body heat. This approach reduced fuel use and created a stable sleeping temperature that lasted through the night. You can apply this today by lowering bedroom thermostats at night and investing in proper bedding. Wool blankets, dense cotton quilts, and layered covers outperform most modern lightweight duvets when used correctly. The result is a warmer sleeper in a cooler room with less energy consumed. Older homes used to control drafts right at bed level, not way up at ceiling height like we see nowadays. These days, modern construction is all about sealing up entire rooms tight. But honestly, that approach often ignores how air really moves while we're sleeping. Warm air, well, it rises, and cold air, it sinks down low. Our grandparents, they were pretty clever. They'd place beds, drapes, and furniture to block cold air right at the lowest part of the room, where your body is most exposed when you're resting. Beds were hardly ever put directly under windows. And those heavy curtains? They weren't just for looks at night. They were drawn to keep radiant heat from escaping through the glass. A practical modern adaptation is simple. Move beds away from exterior walls where possible. Use thick curtains at night even if windows are double glazed. And, a well-placed draft blocker at floor level near doors really reduces cold air pooling. These are low-tech adjustments that dramatically improve nighttime warmth without increasing heat output. Our grandparents, well, they selected bedding based on thermal performance, not just softness or appearance. Wool, flannel, and tightly woven cotton were standard because they retain heat even when damp and allow controlled airflow. Modern synthetic bedding, often traps moisture, which can actually leave you feeling cold and uncomfortable even when the room's pretty warm. Heavy mattresses were also part of the system, and for good reason. Stuffed with straw, horsehair, or thick cotton, these mattresses insulated sleepers from those chilly floors. Nowadays, most beds sit on metal frames with thin mattresses, and that just lets your body heat drain right down. So, applying this knowledge really means paying attention to what's under you just as much as what's over you. Using a thick mattress topper made from wool or dense foam can really cut down on heat loss. And, honestly, natural fiber sheets will hold warmth a lot better than those slick synthetic ones. This is especially important in winter or during power outages when heating may be limited. Nighttime heat was conserved, not constantly replenished. Modern heating systems cycle on and off throughout the night, constantly reheating air that escapes through walls, ceilings, and ventilation. Our grandparents planned for heat retention over long periods. Back in the day, folks would place hot bricks, stone foot warmers, or even metal bed warmers right at the foot of the bed before turning in for the night. The idea was simple: store the heat where it mattered most and let it release slowly, keeping you warm through those long, cold hours. Nowadays, you don't see too many people heating up bricks, but honestly, the principle is still just as useful. Pre-warming your bed before sleep lets you cut back on the heat you need overnight. Things like electric mattress pads set on low hot water bottles or insulated foot warmers all do the same job, and they hardly use any energy at all. This approach really shines when you're prepping for tough times. If fuel or electricity is running low, storing heat right at bed level can get you through a cold night without having to run a heater non-stop. One mistake folks make these days is sealing up bedrooms too tight, thinking that trapping every bit of warmth equals comfort. But that's not always the case. Our grandparents, well, they valued fresh air, even in the dead of winter. Cracking a window just a bit helped cut down on condensation, kept bedding from getting damp, and actually led to better sleep. The real warmth came from good insulation and smart layering, not just trapping hot, stale air. Funny thing is, cold, dry air can feel warmer than humid, stuffy air at the same temperature. By letting in just a little bit of airflow while keeping the bed itself protected, older homes manage to keep folks healthier and better rested. Even now, just opening a window a crack and using proper bedding can mean you sleep warmer and more comfortably. Your body stays dry, blankets do their job, and you lose less heat where it matters most. But modern bedrooms often forget all about thermal discipline. That's just the practice of managing heat on purpose, not just reacting to the cold. Our grandparents had a plan. They went to bed warm, stayed warm, and woke up warm because they thought it through. Night clothes weren't an afterthought. Wool socks, layered pajamas, and even head coverings were common, since you lose heat fast through your hands, feet, and head. These days, folks tend to wear thin pajamas and expect the heater to do all the work. That's not just inefficient, it's risky too. If the power goes out or the heat fails, you're in trouble fast. A disciplined approach means dressing for the cold, keeping your extremities covered, and treating your bed like a little thermal system. That's not old-fashioned, it's smart. From a prepper's point of view, managing bedroom heat isn't just about comfort. It's about making sure you can get through cold nights when resources are tight. Our grandparents dealt with fuel shortages, tough times, and unreliable power. Their methods worked, plain and simple. Modern homes use a lot of energy and are quick to fail if something goes wrong. Learning to stay warm without constant power is right in line with the prepper mindset. It doesn't matter if you're dealing with a blizzard, a blackout, or just trying to save on the power bill. Being less dependent on central heating while staying warm makes you more self-reliant. Plus, good sleep is critical when you're making tough decisions or dealing with stress. The big mistake today is thinking technology replaced good technique. It didn't, it just hid it. Heating the whole room instead of just the sleeper, ignoring airflow at bed level, picking the wrong bedding, or forgetting about thermal discipline. All that works against you. But if you pick up the habits our grandparents used, you'll have more control over your sleep, use less energy, and be ready if things go sideways. If you find value in this kind of practical, old-school knowledge, go ahead and subscribe to Warfield Prepper Chronicles. Share this with anyone who cares about real, time-tested lessons. These methods helped folks survive tougher times than most of us have seen, and honestly, they still work just as well today.